Welcome back to the channel. It's coffee time with RJ. That's good, and it's hot. It is February 16th. No, yeah, it's February 16th. It is 46 of 365, episode 46 of 365. Welcome back. We're rocking on. We are at Riverbend, and that's in Lumpkin, Georgia. Nice little quaint park. I might take some videos of y'all so you can see a little bit. And we're having our coffee. I got the little fuzzy thing on the mic this morning because it's a little windy. So I got my cap on. As you can see from the moss on the trees, it's coming in hard. Last night, and I parked under a tree last night. Last night, this van was rocking, and not for the right reasons, because whatever came through here was tipping that thing over on its axis or something. But yeah, it woke me up, and it lasted about 30 minutes, and the rain was hard. I think my solar is still good. Nothing fell out of the trees, and we made it through. On the way over here, I seen this little patch of deers over on the side of the road, and yeah, I slowed down so they wouldn't clip the front of it. They were like little turkeys. They ran out a little bit to the street, ran back in. I slowed down, and then as I was passing them suckers ran into the back of my van, on the side of my van. I heard this big old thump. But we got a Dodge Maxi here, and let me tell you, I can't find where they hit it, but it sure was loud. It was loud as you can be. But yeah, the van seems to be intact and no extra dents, scratches, or anything of that nature. Yeah, it survived it. So it's rammed tough, and it was rammed into. Everything was okay at work. Ben and Robert did real good until about 11 o'clock. And then, we played Where's Waldo. Ben and Robert did real good until about 11 o'clock. And then, we played Where's Waldo. Daytona. It's the Daytona 500. I hear as of yesterday they were going to start about an hour early. We're out at Riverbend in Lumpkin, Georgia. I'm right next to the Chattahoochee River. All I hear is the wind. This place, it's just a quiet place. It's back in the woods. It's like, I just carry a couple $5 bills because it only costs $5 a night. It's a good spot. Florence Marina is about $35 a night. Ain't doing it. I went to Rude Creek. It's quiet. Can you hear the wind? It's just a great day. It's Sunday. It's Sunday, and I'm out here, and there's no noise. I can barely hear the ringing in my head. To enjoy it. I might even stay here the whole entire day, and then go into town in the morning. Now I just got to watch them deer, because yeah, I don't need a deer smashing the front end of my van. That is for sure. It's just peaceful out here, and this is what you need sometimes. You keep your expenses low. You can survive on minimal. And if you can survive on minimal, you can jump ship, change jobs, and keep on going. You don't have the stresses. I don't have the stresses of a mortgage anymore. I don't have the stresses of a power bill. I don't have the stresses of the water bill, the gas bill, the cable bill, the phone bill. Well, the phone bill I'm always going to have because I've got a cell phone and I get to talk to you people. And I appreciate you coming by. But just all in all, with those stresses off of my mind, imagine what it would be like to wake up in the morning. I've been doing this for 5 years. 5 years without a rent bill. 5 years without all the utilities. That is a boatload of stress off of you. It may not seem like it, but it is. Because when I get off of work, everything's done. I don't have to go home and worry about what I paid or what I didn't pay. I pay my phone bill, I pay my little credit card. My insurance is an automatic draw. And that's it. And then I've got my lease. But those are it. That's it. That's a lot off your mind. And I understand what everybody else is going through because I was there. I just have chosen to do a different lifestyle for a while. I didn't need my 1,500 square foot home anymore. You know, I was already divorced. The kids are grown up. I was just there. And I stayed in my bedroom, the bathroom, and that was it. Because that was it. Those were the only rooms, well, the kitchen sometimes. But that was it. That is all I used of that house. And with everything wrapped up, because I had a very cheap mortgage because I'd been in the house forever. But let's just say my first $1,200 a month, and I know that's minimal with a mortgage and all the utilities, but my first $1,200 a month went to that. I can only imagine what it would be like with folks with with expenses of $2,000 a month. And nowadays, just in a little square apartment that's about the size of a closet is about that much. Anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000, and then you got utilities. It works for me. It gives me, I'm just relaxed. I'm relaxed. So if you ever thought about doing van life, what you can do is take you a 70 square foot area in your home, set it up, put your little bed in there, and live out of that 70 square feet. Have everything set up in there, mark it off with tape, and do it for a while. And you'll know if you can handle the van. I went from the 1,500 square foot house to the back of my Pilot, which that only lasted about 6 months, and then I got a 16-foot pool behind, and that was about 100 square feet. And now I'm in 60 or 70. Well, I say it was 100 square feet. It took 100 square feet of tile to go down, carpet tile to go down. So it's probably more than that because that was just a floor space. But either way, I learned to live with it. And when the van came across, I moved out of the trailer. It's still over there, by the way, and I'm going to sell it. I think I'm going to sell it. It's like an ice box. The side walls have 2-inch thick polystyrene pink foam in it. So in the summertime, that thing's an ice box when the air conditioner is running. It's just ice box. It's all it is. It's like a Coleman thermo cooler. But I'm not in that anymore. I haven't been in that since I got into the van. So it's probably going to be up for sale. They asked me about it the other day. And I told him I'll keep him in mind on it. He wants it. It's got a 5-speed. It's a dog-leg 5-speed. And I would get rid of it. I got to have it around for the trailer. That's a good truck. That's a very good truck. I almost don't want to get rid of it because I need a second vehicle. I'm paying I'm paying insurance on it. There's insurance on now. There's tag on it. It just needs a battery to crank up because I let the battery die before I put the solar on it. And I'm hoping it'll crank up. I might have to jump it off, and that might fix it. I don't know. I started watching Chrome before I got into, or when I was making the transition to go into the van. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking around. I'm like, there is no way I'm going to be able to get in a van. But there is. You just got to let stuff go. You've got to do things differently. You got to, it can be done. But you got to have the right mindset for it. And it took a little bit for your mindset. That's just like the TV thing. I was conversating with somebody at the store the other day, and she was like, "You don't have no TV?" I'd go nuts. I said, "Yeah," and I thought the same thing too. Pretty much how I got into the van, because I was in there, I was on the computer, and that's all I was doing. I was going in that one little room and just vegetating on the computer, doing this, that, and the other, staying up till all hours of the night, going in, getting up at 5:30, and going into work. I went in stages to do this. I didn't just jump from the house to the van. I went into stages. I tried a couple of little things, still kept the house, and it worked out. And now here we are. I get to talk to you people out in nature most of the time, because it's starting to get warmer weather, so most of my chats will be either fireside or outside, and in the mornings the wind just literally dropped. It just dropped. But yeah, you can do that. He asked me the other day if I ever saw myself going back to a house. And I had to think about it for a moment, because I've been in situations that I was in a house for, say, a weekend or a couple days. And what do? I walk around the house. I get up in the morning and I pace. Because there's so much space. And I get stir crazy when I'm in it for a while. I guess if I had one, I would still do this and then go in the house every once in a while. But no, I get antsy inside the house. When I'm in the van, I'm never antsy. I sit there and I meditate and whatever else you want to call it. I guess at one point, people are going to fix something. I was asking people the other day, you see the beard, I can slightly dye the beard, and I might try that. I might try that, just to see. But because it is kind of white. But I got people thinking I'm in my early 50s, which ain't bad. I'm glad they're not saying 30s, but my early 50s. And the way I talk, the way I move around and everything, I can see that. I can definitely see that. The only thing is, I'm in my 60s. Just started my 60s. I'm in my second month of being 60. So I look younger than what I actually am. I act younger than I actually am. I'm not as physical as I used to be. But that's okay. I understand that aspect of it, and I adhere to it, and I just do what I'm able to do, and I know what I can't do, and I don't mind asking. I'm getting to where it don't bother me as much to ask somebody to help me do little tasks that I should be able to do myself. That's good. It's good coffee. It's just great out here. I love this. I really enjoy this. I've sat out in situations like this for hours without moving. Yeah, you gotta get up every 2 hours so you can keep the blood flowing to your legs, whatever. But all in all, I enjoy this. And I guess those people that ask me if I would ever live back in a house, and I've got the right answer. I probably will have to live in a house at some point. At some point, I'm not naive to the fact that, yeah, in 10 to 15 years, I'm going to expire. We'll just use that term. I'm going to expire or get to a point where I need somebody to help me, directly help me. And it's a wonderful place. I love it. I just love being out here. And I was never a camper, and I was just never one to do camping because I didn't want to sleep on the ground. But I'm in the van, and that's all it is. It's different. A lot of people that don't understand, they think I'm homeless. You know, I have people wanting to give me money, and you know, I ran into somebody that's a breast cancer survivor, and they were just elated with joy, and they understood it. They definitely understood it. Definitely understood it. It's just great. Let's listen to the wind for a moment. I got a fuzzy thing on the mic. I think I've already said that. I got to trim this beard up. You see how that pokes out? I got to knock this down a little bit to make it even. And I will. But I got more hair on my face than I got on my head. So I'm short, fat, and bald. That's my saying. I'm not much fat. I'm gonna get on a scale pretty soon. I'm curious to see if I went down or up. 180 was my last reading, and I'm just curious. I feel light. My you know, as soon as I get down closer to about 170, I'm probably gonna be sitting down and doing leg lifts or something to tighten up my little dad belly, because I don't drink beer. It's not a beer belly. I just want it flat again. I want it flat before I leave this earth. I want my six-pack back. I had a six-pack when I was in high school and in my early 20s, and then I got the belly. And then the belly turned into a lot of belly. And then the rest is 289 pounds worth of history. But yeah, I want to be able to walk around with my shirt off, or want to be able to walk around when it's appropriate with the shirt off, not self-conscious of my belly. And you know, I lost all that weight. I don't have the stretch marks. That's another thing. I lost it so minimally, my skin just kind of went with the flow. I do have old people skin. I can see it in the inside of my arms, where the opposite end of the elbow. And if I turn my hand a couple of ways and it turns the skin, I can see it. So I got old people skin. I'm gonna walk around a little bit. I may come back and add to this video. I know I got a lot of editing on this because I've been running about 40 minutes and I didn't talk for 40 minutes. So it's probably down to about 20. This is gonna be a long one. So if this turns out to be, if I don't turn out to, let me re-say that again. If this turns out to be the end of this video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching the channel. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button so I can get more subscribers. I appreciate the 30, the 50 people that watch me every day religiously. Some of y'all are probably just watching to see if I can keep this thing going. And that's good, because that puts a little pressure on me, and I'm getting a following, and you know, I made a commitment, so I'm going to go with it. But yeah, it's a good life, and be kind to one another, do a good turn, and call your mom. I don't know if you can hear that, but that wind's coming in very, very strong.